Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Would you look at this right here for a minute? Yeah. Or either one of you to be fine. It just says right here, see, stop, can't wait to, can't wait, invited us to come to Virginia so we could tell what happened with us here. That is absolutely 1,000% bullcrap. Well, no. It's like, historically, I may get a call and say, yeah, we coming to D.C., and then I might get a call and say, yeah, we at the door right now. Like if I'm up at the store somewhere, I said, well, wait there. I'll be right there. I'll be right there. Just wait there at the door. Because remember, we're here in D.C. They got the police on the line in Oakland. But if they done came all the way here to D.C. and outside that door, it's perfect. Although they're lying. They never, when they say, if they say we're here, we got an invitation from Virginia, we say great.
They made that threat before, right? Like they made that threat before.
They do that all the time. Yeah, they do that all. We can't pay it. I just wanted to show you that they put that on since. Remember, Negroes on the line, boss man on the line, and if you want to go fishing, you just throw stuff out there, like we did the other day, right? So they tried to come back right away. Everybody said, no, we don't want to hear it. But it's like they can say and do anything they want. It don't have no effect on us. They can talk all they want. Like on this, they had a picture. Let me show you this one again. This is a picture from 1969. Yeah, Bob Hoffman, the tailor, right? Yeah. Okay. Bob Hoffman worked for me. Everybody in Oakland knows he's my tailor. I don't work for him. I'm already the biggest Negro in the region. What could Bob Hoffman, some psychological game? I never saw Bob Hoffman nowhere but at the tailor office. They ain't got no picture, no record, no nothing that I ever showed up. I don't know. But they just run in their mouth. Okay, we don't do that. Everything we do, we sit back. We got weeks, months, years, redundancy plan, and we throw a line out. It don't make no difference. I'm sure everybody know whenever we say anything, we throwing a line out there. And it don't make no difference what happened. We just throwing out the line. And that's why we say white man on the line, Negro on the line. And you notice nobody responds to us but them. Abdul Malik them. Now, Halle Berry responded a couple of years ago. The lady, well, she used to look like Halle Berry. They say that she's picked up weight. It doesn't make any difference. But Daoud was here, and he said, yeah, you had a step in your, when I went down, a little spring in the step when I hit when I came by, I said, that was because the response, not because of, I ain't calling nobody. I put it out. And then she answered right away. I'm sorry I didn't do something or other, and I'm ready to go out to California. I'm ready to pack up, go right today. That's basically what she said, right? If you remember. I remember, yeah, that's basically what she said. I'm ready to go right now, and I apologize for not. Okay, I was just trying to help her because I didn't know whether the stuff was happening to her was contrived by them, is a trap for me, or whether it was serious, because all the people, the whole curly-headed crew was slick. You know, the whole curly-headed crew they was always up to something. And this lady, her mother was white, and her father was just a tar baby. He had to be the blackest thing in the world, which that's what I hear. I never saw him, but that's what I heard. And I technically reminded her of her father. You know, a girl will get that person reminds me of strength and stability and continuity, So all of that stuff, and that's normal. It's absolutely normal, the old song, I want to marry a girl like my dad had. In other words, like his mother is, this girl reminds me of mom. You know what I mean? How they look or something they say, and that happens to be sometimes the same one the guy married, although, right? This is normal. And so, no, this stuff is normal. So anyway, all the stuff that they talk about, I'll get to the subject in a minute, but it was all skullduggery going on. We had a place, I don't know if you ever saw the picture, it was called As-Sabiqun. It was like a clothing store, a masjid, it had the sign in the front. It was nice. It was a big masjid back there. And the Negro used to be over Dar al-Hijra, used to be up at Howard. He spoke out there one time. Yeah, that's when, if you didn't know something was shady going on, you would know then. But anyway, you could walk. I took that picture as I would walk through an alley. Now the Shia place would stay around the corner, or right through the alley to the left was where I would stay all the time. So when she left Oakland, when she left Abdul Malik, and it was, I don't know if I don't even want to talk about all of this. Might be our home. No, it ain't him. Good God Almighty. Excuse me a second. Assalamu alaikum.
Hi, my name is Becky. I'm with the Healthcare Solution. How is your day going so far?
Oh, I'm about to fall off the chair. I don't know is this scam, what do they call it? Are you scam likely? Huh? Excuse me, I talk to them like that all the time. If it says scam likely, I say, hello, scam likely? Then they hang up all the time. I don't tell them don't call no more. Sometimes I do, but I just answer the phone. I said, this is fun. Let me, anyway, that's the way you have to treat everything in life, all this old funny stuff. Just like that. That has to be your attitude. That's what the Barnum and Bailey, that's what I get to in a minute. But if a person were to take, okay, I'm the big Negro in town. I hired Bob Hoffman. That's from a picture in the paper he's taking with me to help his clothing, to help his thing. I don't see, whatever they're talking about, some trick Bob Hoffman, there's no, that was in the 60s. That was probably 68 and 69. The last thing I got from him would have been in 70. And you can see the stuff, if you saw Superfly and them, and what was them guys, not the Mac, but all of that stuff was 73, right? And 72. I'm dressed like that in 1968 and 69. I didn't change the style. I'm the fashion, I am the trendsetter. Something everybody knows. There wasn't nobody thinking like that. And I was thinking the next step. When, okay, I'm fixing to get a big broham, and now I have to get clothes to go with. That's what niggas used to think. So I have to get the kind of clothes that go with the car. It's going to have 4 doors. It's not going to be a little old 2-door Coupe de Ville convertible. Nice, pretty car. It's going to be a gangster car. And you have to develop your gangster style of living. All that dumb stuff. And just because we was for real about all of it. But East Oakland Enterprises, we're the ones doing East Oakland Enterprises. East Oakland Enterprises, we're the ones locking up and helping everybody in East Oakland. Bob Hoffman don't have nothing to do with that. He's my tailor. Jewish tailor. I mean, it's okay, nice guy. But he's my tailor. I don't work for him. He works for me. Right? And everybody knows that. So what are the dummies? I'm not the dummies. I don't want to say anything about our friends. But they're slow. They're very slow. They sent me something today. That's what I was. These are recent pictures, So I just wanted to mention them because what are we doing last week? And they bit before we even hung, before the class was over. So we already know that's what we're doing. We're having a good time. And please, if you're talking the trash, you're going to go to Virginia, go on out there. Go out there to where the big one out there where they call the police on us, right? Or the same place where the guy, subhanAllah, the Ashrab Abdihi Laylan min al Masjid al Haram, he said, what was that?
He said it's obscene, yeah.
Obscene. He said, wait a minute. And we got that on tape, right? That's obscenity. So I said, I'm sure I repeated it. I said, so this is what you're calling obscenity? Yes, it's obscenity. I say, well, then I rest my case. I don't have to, all I do is put that before everybody. So actually, I would love for them to come here. To where? I mean, I know it's a 98% chance they're not coming, but it would be wonderful if they go somewhere out there. It would be just wonderful. I mean, it would be like if they wanted to see a Negro act a fool, because you can't lose. There's no loss. We got everything. Can you imagine? We got the transcript from court, and the lady, a lawyer, is asking him, well, you said such and such. Why did you say that? Well, I was wrong. I shouldn't have said that. That's what the transcript says that. You know what I mean? In other words, he's lying about everything. And imagine if I don't even take a stand and tell nobody nothing, and the jury just hear the way the white folks see. They didn't want me to take this. Because, see, I would bring in all of this other stuff, and they didn't want that in there. They just wanted the white lawyer. They all the police, you know what I mean? They just want a certain line. They had my son come in. You think they'd have held up the court for 2 or 3 hours? Because my son is always late. And he didn't say nothing, I would say. He said what she would say. In other words, the lawyer told him what to say. The white lawyer, the lady. It's okay. With that, it must have been 30 minutes or less, because I walked out of the building, and when I come back, they was packing, putting stuff in the brew. This all over, you can go. It's free. I said, that's the fastest jury. The jury, and then they had all the sandwiches and apples and all that down on the cart. They didn't even eat them. You know, for the jury to snack and eat, man, them people was gone. They was gone just like that. And that was without me testifying. That was with just, and they have, it's so, that's why I call it Barnum and Bailey. This is okay, we'll get into what we really wanted to talk. I just wanted to put them out there because to continue anytime we want the Negroes to respond to anything, or the white man, see, the boss man don't do nothing no more. You so notice, don't know Zionists, don't nobody, no matter what we say here, they don't write nothing. They might have put some little print in something maybe a couple of months ago, but that was just little, that wasn't